All right, guys. Like I said, I'm working on my intro. This is not cold brew. You're like, I know, that's shit. That's like fucking folksy shit. I gotta talk about Anne Marie. Anne Marie burnt me all this music, and then we broke up. Me and Anne Marie, we went night-night. But anyway, one of our like fights, kind of funny fights. In fact, if you ever want me to come do some comedy at your local store, I want to talk about your funny fights that you have with your girl. Like, these are like real legit fights that are kind of funny, that kind of support the relationship. Because, man, John Fibonojji, those who can't teach. So let me help you with your relationship. Keep it tight. Hey, that's what Fibonojji says. Come on, girl, you just got to keep it tight. Now he's going to talk about Mel Gibson. Funny fights. Anyway, email me, Americana417@gmail.com. No, seriously, I was on Twitter last night. Don't ever do that. And there's this, okay. Anyway, I gotta bless these people. Gotta bless them. He had more followers than me. And I sort of perceived, this is pride, I sort of perceived that he wasn't as good as me. And he had a different genre of expression. He had more like 2,000 followers, and I had like, I mean, I got some stripper fighting. I mean, everybody has those stripper followers on Twitter that are like, you're like, oh my goodness, I got 300 people, but 5 of them are strippers. But what do we need to do? Am I talking about damn Brazilian? Okay, here we go. So he had more followers than me. But I need to bless him. Power of the blessing. There's truth in life, or there's life in the tongue. So anyway, hey, rapper dude that is white is watching your phone rapping. Like he was literally sitting down. Like here are the facts. I'm going to talk about Mel Gibson and why I think he's one of the best cinematographers in the world. Mel Gibson, let me just cut to the chase there. Let me go straight to Mel Gibson. I love comedy, I love cinematography. I love Mel Gibson, and he is arguably, in my opinion, when you start thinking of directors and cinematographers, if you don't say Mel Gibson, I'm gonna hit you in the face. Mel Gibson is one of the best fucking movie makers, cinematographers, and storytellers of the fucking... All right, hang on, take a break. Hang on. Anyway, he has a new movie coming out. I don't think he gets the respect. I saw fucking Apocalypto, digger. I mean, like, you do not fucking Jaguar, Paul. Fuck it. I gotta take a moment. Sorry, you guys just enjoy this music. Fuck it. And I get opinionated. I know you're like, shit, that's all this channel is just your opinions and you talking about how much you love Jesus and like all the places you want to go and like Durango. Seriously, dude. But he has a new movie coming out. I don't know the name of it. But just the fact, like, he's one of those guys, like, whatever he puts out, I'm just going to go watch, Just, anyway. Go see his movie. Mel Gibson. Seriously, Mel Gibson. I wrote you a fan letter. You're, like, one of the few people. I met Jerry Seinfeld. And I wrote you a fan letter. And there's another celebrity I met who I think she might have fallen in love with me. But I don't want to brag and stuff. But, okay, Jewel. I said it, Jewel. I met Jewel in Oklahoma City. Northwest Expressway, Holla Nigga. She was married to her cowboy dude and walked up to Borders. And I walked up to her and I was like, what's up, Jewel? She's like, is that Fibonojji? I'm like, fuck, bitch. What's up? She's like, can I have your Insta? I'm like, bitch, Insta's not even fucking invented yet. She's like, I know, because you're fucking like super gallico. No, really what happened is I walked up to her, and as soon as I recognized that the cowboy guy had his girl, and then I did the math, I'm like, that's fucking Jewel, and she had her little fucking white dog, and I walked up to her, and I was, I think I still might have been married at that point, or maybe going through divorce. We kind of kept breaking up. But anyway, one of our last breakups, walk up to Jewel, and she has her dog, and Jewel is like so cool, dude. And once my fucking Oklahoma brain realized I'm talking to the real fucking Jewel, I felt like I was fucking 8, 9 years old. Like, I mean, I instantly I like collapsed into my fucking self. Because like I was like at Borders, cowboy dude, he was doing some book signing, and she was so fucking cool. And I'm like, now I know, like, dude, she's just a really cool chick, and she probably wants to fuck you. And now I know I'd be fucking Jewel right now. But then I met Jerry Seinfeld, and as much as I have family drama, I got a holla shot collar to my sister, Adrienne! Adrian gave me the hookup, man. She gave me the hookup. I met Jerry Seinfeld because of my sister. So Adrian, fuck. Hate to say this because, man, I'm like, gotta understand, my stepdad's like Pakistani, Malaysian, and he married my Wonder Bread white mom and wasn't really nice to her existing kids. That's very common. Anyway, so it's that shit. But they didn't grow up with any of the shit, so they only see like their side of it, literally, because they weren't fucking like alive. Like she never remembers me when I was Jonathan Malik. So anyway, Adrian, doing some blessing on YouTube, calling some holla niggas out. You might want to Google Bart the Fart. Bart the Fart. I did a video on Bart the Fart. So anyway, Adrian, I met Jerry Seinfeld because of Adrian. And someday I'm going to do a Comedians in Cars with Jerry Seinfeld, but I'm going to be profiling him, and I'm going to be the Jerry Seinfeld in the sense that because Jerry Seinfeld's he's a comedic genius, but I would love to be where I pick the car, I pick it, and I'm interviewing him. Because I could do one thing, nigga. I could fucking interview somebody. Holla, nigga. Jerry Seinfeld. Sick of your not following me on fucking Twitter and your movie B. I'm sorry about that, but I'd still like to know what you were thinking with that movie. But in fact, that's seriously, Jerry, if you see this, we're probably going to meet in Oklahoma City. Maybe I'll go out to Malibu if I'm going to hang out with Cindy Crawford again, because I think she's kind of she's been retweeting me. I mean, one time, Cindy Crawford. Okay, I said it. Cindy Crawford retweeted me once. Oh yeah, Mel Gibson, one of the best cinematographers in the fucking world. You're like, shit, all that to say, you have no idea. But hey, there's a couple things Jonathan Fibonojji is really good at. He's really good at communicating, not always in a linear path. He loves Jesus. He loves Jesus the Christ. He says Jesus Christ is king. And he's usually right about a lot of things. Hate to say it. And I can recognize beauty in people and places. And I want to be very intentional about going, that's fucking beautiful. That's awesome. Whether cinematography or comedy, Mel Gibson is one of the best fucking cinematographers. And the fact that Jonathan Fibonojji has to say that, and he's not like buried in fucking Academy Awards, is probably an example of the things you accuse him of. And don't even get me on Donald Trump or Hillary, because I want to leave it and honor that. So, Mel Gibson, if you're out there, I would love to interview you, dude. And we're going to talk about Apocalypto, dude. And so anyway, come to Durango. And Mel, come to Durango. Do kind of like show your movie here at the Gaslight. I'll be your like haha joke guy. There's a couple of comics around here that we could, that are actually funny, because I'm more of like Holla Nigga. And then I'll find some comic, and we're going to support. We're going to help Mel Gibson, because he's an amazing, gifted cinematographer. And next time, I love like obviously like Spielberg. And I love, even like Ron Howard's work is solid. There's a lot of really good directors out there, Spielberg, Soderbergh. But I mean, Ron Howard, except Ron Howard's more of like he's with Glazier a lot. He's more of a producer, director. But when you talk about true fucking artist in cinematography, hold up 2 fingers and say, Fibonojji is the Holla Nigga, and then be like, Mel Gibson, you guys be good.